Very much, David. Now, the middle class continues to feel the pinch of the lockdown. The National Debt Counsellors Association has revealed that inquiries have grown significantly, with some members recording increases of more than 30%. Let's discuss this now with the CEO of National Debt Advisors, Sebastien Alexanderson. Sebastien, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time and your patience. Welcome to the Midday View. Well, it looks like the middle class is feeling the pinch and maybe under pressure a lot more than we expected.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Yeah, it's halfway through the year, and here's what we know. People are relying more on their credit cards, their store cards, their overdrafts, rotating credit more than ever. That's if you've got credit available. For those who don't have credit available, the stats are showing that the overdue balances due by consumers to the banks have increased by 33 billion in 2020, and that 2021 is heading that way, and it's going to break records if we're not careful.
And what's driving this? Is it issue of joblessness, loss of income?
Look, you know, as a country, we're at a 12-year high in our unemployment rate. I think we're talking about 32.5%. So a third of the country is out of work. From a middle-class point of view, you know, I know at National Debt Advisors we've seen a 30% increase in inquiries just in this year alone, and that for a lot of the middle class. People aren't receiving their bonuses. We're not receiving the increases in line with inflation. Things are getting tighter. A lot of members haven't returned to work, as we see with the numbers. And, the middle class is in danger of losing a third of its members altogether.
So what would you advise? I mean, there's all kinds of advice about how to bust that debt cycle.
It's one of my most passionate subjects, and I need to implore on this. The most important thing that we can do is whether we change. It's change in either lifestyles. We make significant changes in the way that we live so that we can impact those debt repayments as much as possible. Or we need to look for more pragmatic, regulated solutions, which are available, and information is power, guys. And one of the solutions is to consolidate your debt, and you can consolidate your debt in two ways: through the loan application or through a debt counselor who is able to freeze your interest and lower your repayments and get you debt free in 5 years or less.
So with the possibility now that the middle class will shrink by almost a third, around about a third, I mean, that's not going to be good for the economy going forward. Chances of the middle class hanging on and recovering will be driven by which key factors, Sebastien, in your view?
It's got to be the entrepreneurs. It's got to be the businesses that are driving the economy. As we heard from our colleagues just prior, it's got to be the businesses. We've got to keep the lights on. We've got to get the business going. We've got to get the markets going. We've got to turn that into jobs, and that's going to turn into market confidence.
Yeah, and these blackouts that are worsening are not going to help that situation of keeping the lights on. Thank you very much, National Debt Advisor CEO Sebastien Alexanderson. Not a good time at all. The middle class in South Africa is going to shrink by as much as 30% due to the high levels of indebtedness.